Alright, so welcome back to another Ironman training video. A little bit different this time because basically this week I tried to film another full week of training. Did a Zwift ride on Monday. Tuesday went for a pram run. Was not feeling good here. Very tired. And then by Wednesday I had a fever. This is like the third time I've been sick while training for the Ironman. So I decided to make some changes to certain things I'm training, certain habits I'm doing to try and hopefully stop me from getting so ill in the future. The first thing I'm trying to do is make sure I'm not working out too intensely if I'm not ready for it. This day I should have really done a 4-hour ride, I think, and an hour run, but because I've been sick the 2 days before, I decided to drop it down, just do the Zwift session instead. Porridge done, coffee done, going to go on the bike now. I've got my electrolytes on the bike, also got 3 slices of sorry loaf, which I'm probably going to eat while I'm going, because I just don't want to make sure I'm just not running low on calories. I even bumped down the intensity on the Zwift ride, so I started off at 100% but knocked it down to like 95, 90, 85% as I went through the ride because I was just really struggling, trying to get back into it, and I'm thinking that's a good way to stop me from overdoing it. I'd rather take it a little bit easier on a session than overdo it and then miss the next session. Another thing I'm trying to do is really focus on my key sessions. So for me, there's certain sessions that I feel like are way more important than others. Doing a Zwift ride like this, probably not the most important, but the brick run afterwards, that is massive for me. Out for a nice run, and I'm getting harassed by people. Hello. It took me like 10 minutes to transition. It's slow, only 10k, but doing it fairly steady, like zone 2 sort of run. Feeling good, so I'm happy. I've also had comments mentioned to me that it's impressive that I can train for an Ironman and also run across Africa at the same time. So yeah, out there stomping, 1s and 2s. I'm not in the desert, but it is 20 degrees, which is still hot for a ginger kid. My previous Ironman I did in like 5 hours 50 on the run. I've done a marathon in close to 3 hours 30 before. If I get more comfortable running off the bike, I think that's going to be the most beneficial thing for me going forward. Just hit 5k, turned around, headed home. Oh, why is it always so hot? On the home stretch now. Almost home, nearly 10k done. Also, the long ride, didn't do one this week because of being ill, but I think that also needs to be a big focus because my ride time is probably going to be like 8 or 9 hours. I think we're going to do an Ironman ride in like 5 or 6 hours. I don't think I'm going to get down to that, but if I could shave a few hours off of that bike time, that'd be massive. So I think doing long rides, getting used to being out on the bike for a long time is going to be most important for me. Quick smoothie, which we're going to have post-workout. So I've got blueberries, strawberries, banana, some green powder, some purple powder, which is like beetroot powder, red powder, I suppose you'd call it normally, and some protein powder in there. So a good bit of recovery food. One thing I'm really trying to focus on is post-workout, getting in all my nutrition and making sure I'm doing that every single day. So one thing I've started doing is having a smoothie every single day. This was one of the first days I started doing it. I can have a smoothie with like 40 grams worth of protein, a couple of bananas in there, so it's quite high in carbs as well. And I find that's really, really helping me. So often before I was not eating enough during the day, and then, well, not even enough at the start of the day, not eating enough during the day, and just having a massive meal for dinner, which just wasn't working for me. So I'm trying to eat more often, make sure I get that smoothie in there, and then within like an hour or two, if I want another meal, I'm probably hungry for one anyway. So afternoon nap went down pretty well. Then had a bit of lunch, late lunch, I suppose, pasta with a sandwich on the side, just in case, and a bit of chocolate after that. Sort of like 1,000 and something calories to eat today. So I'm going to have fajitas for dinner, veggie fajitas with some soya chunks. I think that'll be the plan. Lots of veggies in there for a little post-dinner snack. Go for that. We'll go for this. Maybe just 2 squares of this. The other thing I'm going to try and do is keep an eye on my training peaks a bit more, looking at my fitness and fatigue. That's going to be the massive thing to look at, because really, if I look at my training peaks, I could see that I was going to be sick. Like, you could kind of tell it just spiked massively over like a couple of days, and I didn't really have any recovery plan in there. So I think that's where I need to look and say, well, okay, my fatigue's really high. Is doing a pram run really that important? Getting a 30-minute run in, a 5k that's not even very fast, or am I better off taking a rest day, taking it easy, and then hitting the training hard the rest of the week?
I just had a look, and my fitness, is going pretty well. It's making steady leaps every few weeks. But then with each time my fitness goes up, my fatigue goes up massively as well. My fatigue was pretty high on Monday. I mean, it's been way higher a few weeks before. Come back down, and then, yeah, really high on Monday, and then, the next day, Tuesday, that's when I got ill.
And the last thing, got to realise, I'm not David Goggins.
But the truth answer is, I don't take any days off.
As much as I like the quote about like how many hours in a week there are, I can't even remember. But I think I was just trying to squeeze in too much into too little space of time, just not having a gap between it as well.
That's the big thing for me now. Trying to take time. Like on this day, I had a nap because I'd done my training. I didn't have anything else to do. Instead of like overdoing it, starting editing a video or getting in another session, I just had a nap. So I feel like that's something I need to try and do more. I think with the Ironman training is it seems like you need to cram so much into such a small space of time, but you do have 6 months basically I gave myself to train for this. So if I can stretch it out, I think the main thing for me is going to be way more beneficial just to not get sick. It's like 5 things I'm changing about my training plan, 5 mistakes I've made, I guess, that I'm going to try and avoid going forward. Who knows, in 2 weeks time I could get sick again, but this day of training was like 10 days ago from now, and I feel much better now. Hopefully we can keep that up, make sure we get some rest in there, and hopefully next week I should be back with like a proper full week of training, showing you everything I do in the week. That'll be the plan. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon.